know is the harvest does not have a problem. There's plenty of sinners. There's plenty of people to baptize. There's plenty of people who are miserable. There's plenty of people who need to be set free and people that need the Holy Ghost. So it's not like we don't have enough people who need the Lord. Amen. But Matthew chapter 9 and verse 37 really sums it up and kind of answers that question, because Jesus said in Matthew 9 and 37, he said, "Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest is truly plenteous." So you got a plenteous harvest, Jesus said. But he said the laborers are few. So there's nothing wrong with the harvest. There's something wrong with the laborers that are working in the harvest. And Jesus said in verse 38, he said, "Pray ye therefore to the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers into the harvest." He didn't say pray for revival. He didn't say pray for the harvest. You don't have to pray for revival. Revival is here. As long as you got sinners, you got potential for revival. What we need are people who know how to love people who are not like them. What's happening in the world right now, we're seeing a big influx in the LGBTQ movement, the homosexual movement. And basically what that is same-sex relationships, same-sex marriages, couples who are the same. They're the same gender. And what they do is they only want to be man with a man or a woman with a woman. In other words, they are homosexual or they're same-sexual. They only have a preference for a person who is just like them. They can't reproduce because two men can't reproduce. In the beginning, God created them male and female. Two men cannot reproduce. Two women cannot reproduce. That's called homosexuality. But in the church, we have homospirituality. And what that is that church people who only like people who are just saved like them. They only like people who just look like, who just talk like, who just dress like, who just believe like them. And so what we do, we create a homospiritual environment that we only like people who like what we like. And so the problem with that is that we don't understand that God so loved the world. He loved the world. He gave his only begotten son. So I believe one of the biggest hindrances to revival right now is that we like preaching to the choir. We like talking to people. Anybody that doesn't believe like us or is not saved like us, we kind of put a wall up against them. But you got to love these kind of people. You got to see them people as the people Jesus died for on the cross. So I think the number one reason that we're not seeing revival, we don't have laborers who know how to love the world but not love the system of the world, the things of the world. But if you don't love people, it doesn't matter how good we can sing, how good we can preach, whatever. The most important people in any church body is people who knows how to evangelize this world and find the hurting and the broken people. And we know what Jesus did. He sat with sinners. He ate with sinners. He talked with them. And I'm afraid that the church sometimes, we become so high on a spiritual pedestal until we don't want to get our hands dirty. Amen. But I'm not afraid of sinners. I'm not afraid of a sinner to smoke a cigarette in front of me or cuss in front of me, because that's what sinners do. And so you can't be offended by the world, and you can't be so homospiritual. You and I were talking about it on the way over here, casting out devils. You got to love the person that you're casting the devil out of, or the devil ain't coming out. You can hate the devil, but you can't have to hate the person. So I think to answer the question why many aren't seeing revival, you got to love people, and we must pray to the Lord of the harvest to send laborers out to get these people. Let me say this to you. We're fishers of men, not hunters. We don't hunt people. We don't snipe them. We fish. You've been fishing before?